Today we're looking at something you might not expect. On the surface, it's a 12th grade English textbook from Palestine. But trust me, we are not here for a grammar lesson. What's hiding inside these pages is, well, it's a surprisingly universal roadmap for life.
I mean, when you look past all the usual stuff, the vocabulary lists, the fill-in-the-blank exercises, something else starts to take shape. A kind of narrative unfolds. And it's a story every single one of us knows, because we've all lived it. It's the story of growing up.
So, if this book really is a guide, what exactly is it teaching? What are the lessons for these students right on the cusp of adulthood? All right, let's follow the map. Let's trace the path it lays out for them step by step.
Okay, so the journey begins, as it does for so many of us, with a new start. The very first unit doesn't kick off with boring verb conjugations. Nope, it goes straight for one of the biggest challenges in life, taking that leap right outside your comfort zone.
And this is the powerful idea they present to students right from the get-go. This quote, it's so much more than just a nice phrase. It's the core principle, the foundation that frames this whole journey of personal growth.
You know, what I find really interesting is how the book defines a comfort zone. It's not about being lazy. It's about feeling safe, right? It's about that confidence you have within your known abilities. It's that psychological space where we feel like, okay, I can manage this.
But the book doesn't just define it. It diagnoses why we get stuck. And look at these reasons: fear of failing, not knowing where to even start, and, oh, that classic excuse, this is just who I am. Sound familiar? These are the universal hurdles we all have to learn to get over. So, after you take that first leap, what comes next? Well, pressure. It's pretty much inevitable. And that's exactly where Unit 2 goes, aptly titled Under Pressure. It dives straight into that heavy weight of exams and expectations that really defines this time of life.
And here, the textbook offers more than just theory. It gives concrete, practical survival skills. Just do it, first things first, look after yourself. See, this isn't just about passing an English test. It's about learning how to manage everything life throws at you.
And to really drive this point home, the book includes data from a poll of young people. The worries are exactly what you'd expect, anywhere in the world: jobs, exams, relationships, fitting in. This takes that big abstract idea of pressure and makes it feel super real to its readers.
Which, brings up a really fascinating question. We've seen all these internal struggles, but what about the outside world? How does technology shape the way we connect with other people who are navigating these exact same pressures?
And that's the perfect pivot. The textbook moves from the individual to the social, exploring that complicated world of making connections. And it doesn't shy away from one of the biggest debates of our time, the whole online versus offline relationships thing.
What's so smart here is that the book doesn't give an easy answer. It presents a really balanced debate. On one side, you've got the argument that you can't truly know someone you haven't met. But on the other, there's the counterpoint that just meeting someone is no guarantee of their real character. It forces the student to actually think critically about their own relationships. And then, to make a deeper point about how connected we all are, the book just drops this surprising number on you: 23. What on earth could that mean?
It's the birthday paradox. That's the number of people you need in a room for a 50-50 chance that two of them share a birthday. It's such a clever mathematical way to show students that, hey, the world is a lot smaller and more connected than we often realize.
And that idea, that the world is more connected than it seems, is the perfect lead-in to the next theme: how technology isn't just changing friendships, it's actually breaking down global borders. So here, the textbook uses this really powerful quote from a Palestinian interviewee, grounding this huge global idea in a very specific local reality. This is what is good about technology: it breaks the borders. So what does that actually mean in practice? It means this. For a student in Ramallah, a laptop becomes way more than just a tool. It's a passport. It's their way of interacting with the global community, finding work, and transcending physical and political restrictions. What an incredibly empowering idea to present to a young person.
And to back this up, the book brings in the hard data, straight from the World Bank. A 10% increase in high-speed internet can lead to a 1.3% jump in economic growth. This connects that personal story of the student in Ramallah to a global economic principle. The key takeaway here is simple: connectivity equals opportunity.
So the journey's final stage turns inward. After navigating new starts, all that pressure, and this newly connected world,
It's about finding your place. It's about answering that ultimate question, who am I? These are the big questions the final units push students to ask. This isn't just about English anymore. It's about purpose, identity, career, and how to resist that pressure to conform. These are the very questions that define the transition into adulthood.
So when you just step back, you can see the full picture. The entire textbook is structured to mirror this journey of self-discovery, from that very first leap out of the comfort zone to figuring out who you truly want to be in the world.
Which, of course, brings us right back to where we started. The journey that's mapped out in this English textbook, it isn't really about learning a language.
It's about learning how to be a person in the modern world. It's a curriculum for life itself. And that just leaves us with one final thought, a question for all of us who have been on this journey. If you look back, what's the one piece of advice you would give your younger self right when you were facing that first big leap?